This video series is intended for new road racers and people interested in amateur motorsports. So have you wondered what it takes to become a race car driver? We're going to cover that in the next several minutes. The paperwork process is the most important part of getting an opportunity to get your provisional license. We're going to cover the medical and vision physical, your annual race car and safety equipment tech inspections, club code and regulations, class and series specific rules, and the provisional licensing process. So hang on, let's get started. The first thing you'll need to obtain is a medical physical from your physician. This will include an EKG and a vision check for both peripheral and color vision. If you're over the age of 50, you'll have to do this biannually, and if you're over the age of 65, you'll have to do it annually with most clubs. Be sure to get the EKG printout so you can submit it to your racing club's chief physician. Next, let's talk about your race car's annual inspection. They will be checking for your battery location, mounting, and terminal protections, your master electrical switch, the window net and its date, the roll cage construction, the seat mounting, the fuel cell, your fire suppression system, and your safety belts. A note about safety belts: SFI belts expire every 2 years. You'll want to bring your safety equipment with you as well. The suit will be inspected, as will your helmet, your Hans device, your shoes, socks, and gloves. And I cannot stress, you want to make sure to keep those SFI or FIA tags in place. If you lose them, the piece of equipment is no longer valid for competition use. I recommend printing out a copy of the club code and regulations and studying them for the test that you will be taking during your provisional license review. Also, get a copy of the series-specific and class-specific rules for the platform you're going to race, and make sure you understand everything in those rules specific to your platform and your series. Some clubs require a dyno certification for the specific class and the platform. For example, in 944 spec, NASA requires that a given car can only make a maximum of 140 horsepower, plus 2%. You need to be able to verify that your vehicle is in compliance by going to a NASA certified dyno shop or attending a session at the races. This image illustrates the amount of paperwork required to now attend your club school. At the club race school, you will be tested on club code compliance issues, racing incidents, who has the line scenarios, code of conduct when you crash, the types of starts and practicing them, practical tests for getting out of the car in an emergency, passing drills, and driving offline at 0.8 of race pace. I know this seems like a lot, but once you've done it once, the process is actually quite easy. Once you renew your license annually, you'll have your first set of papers, and then you just keep adding to them annually, 1 day per year for each of your clubs, and it'll tend to go quickly once you have the routine down. One thing with the medical forms is that NASA and PCA and likely SCCA and other clubs all accept each other's physicals. So if you go and get one physical form filled out for NASA, you can submit that to the other clubs and they'll accept it as long as it's within that year's range that is required based on your age. One thing that I want to stress is that you want to make sure that you have all of this paperwork with you and accessible to you. And what I like to do is I carry these forms in a notebook, and I keep my logbooks inside of the race car in one of these weatherproof bags. I believe it's PCA that requires you to have it in the car at all times, even when on track racing. So I stow this in a compartment in the race car, and it just stays there throughout the season. So you want to grab something like that. I think I got those bags on Amazon for, I think it was a pack of 10 for $8 or something. It was not very expensive. And I use them for storing important information in the trailer. The last thing you want to do is give a rodent the opportunity to make bedding out of your important forms that you've worked to collect and have accessible. So I know I've thrown a lot at you in a very short period of time. You're going to have questions. You should not hesitate to reach out to the resources provided on the screen, or contact me at Mike's Sports Car Hobby Shop on Facebook or at dat74z@yahoo.com. I'll be happy to help you out in any way possible in answering any questions you have or going over your compliance paperwork with you. Here are a few useful links to help answer any questions you may have. And of course, you can reach out to me at dat74z@yahoo.com or at Mike's Sports Car Hobby Shop on Facebook. This has been a production of Mike's Sports Car Hobby Shop.